Hey, Sturgis Chapel, this is Friday's devotion, and we're in Proverbs again, Proverbs chapter 10, verse 1. This verse caught my attention. I did continue to read on through Proverbs 10, but Proverbs 10, verse 1 caught my attention, and I want to speak to you about the grief of a mother with a foolish son. It says, the proverb of Solomon, a wise son makes a glad father, but a foolish son is the grief of his mother. You see that? I thought that was interesting. You see, a wise son makes a glad father. So you would think that a foolish son is the grief of his father. But that's not the way it's said. And because this is truth, oh my goodness, how have I seen that? For example, a wise son makes a glad father. Well, what does a foolish son make a father? Angry. I'm telling you. From being a father, a foolish son just leads to disappointment with the father. Just makes him angry. Just makes him mad. Just wants to wring his hand. Just sinks his head. Oh, grief will hit that father. Sooner or later it will hit the father, but usually it's anger, just disappointment. But a foolish son always gives birth to grief with a mother. Not anger. Not unforgiveness. Grief. The mother will be the one that will be consumed with the what ifs. What if I had done this? What if I had done that with the situation? Or did I do all that I should have done? Should I have done this better or this better? On and on and on. The grief. Foolishness of a son is a grief of a mother. And you know, foolishness in a son has all kinds of colors and shapes and sizes. Thinking about the passage that we saw earlier about in the last days that sons and daughters will dishonor or be disrespectful of their parents. I can tell you this. When my son is disrespectful to me or to his mother, it makes me mad. Oh, it makes me mad. But when my son is disrespectful to his mother, it makes his mother sad. It makes her cry. It makes her grieve. Anger is not her first response. Now, over time, a continual disrespect may give birth to anger in the mother, but generally it just leads to greater and greater grief and depression. You see, there's all different kinds of foolishness of a son. Sometimes that foolishness is expressed by not honoring those who have cared for him and loved him for all their life and given everything for him. Sometimes it's because they refuse or just totally ignore the teachings and the corrections that have been given them in life. Just totally ignore it. Sometimes a foolish son is one who loves everybody else but God, when the parents have chose to love God always first. Foolish sons. If you continue to read chapter 10, you will find these things that it talks about a foolish son. A foolish son refuses to receive correction. A foolish son refuses to be taught. A foolish son sleeps a lot. They're lazy. They're sluggards. Doesn't use their time well. A foolish son has no self-control. A foolish son spreads slander, even about their parents. A foolish son has a mouth of disrespect, and it's always just about them. That's the rest of Proverbs 10. A wise son makes a father glad, but a foolish son is the grief of a mother. Mothers who are grieving because of the foolishness of a son or a daughter, let your grief cause you to seek the Lord, for He is the one who wipes away tears. He is the comforter. Fathers, rejoice in the wisdom of your sons. Be glad. But when your sons and daughters are foolish, don't let your anger cause further pain to your wife. For your wife is in a state of grief at the foolishness of the son of daughter. You be the comforter that you should be. I love you, Stewart's Chapel.